we'll be in another new venue, hopefully like a new venue that we'll have forever. Skill Matter, our traditional hosts, are moving from Russell Road to somewhere between Moorgate and Liverpool Street. More information as I get it will appear on the mailing list. So hopefully we find it exciting next month as well. We'll find a new venue. After that, we're very worried about doing the same place. So speaking of the next one is on the 10th of August. I'll hopefully be announcing the speakers early this week. Not looking at anything particular. You can find out much of those announcements on LROC.org or on the mailing list, which you can find also on LROC.org, or by following us on Twitter, which is @LROC. You should also have a look at readme.lroc.org to find out the product and how you might go about speaking, or how you might sponsor if you thought you had enough money to give to us. You can do that. Both of those, like our website and README, GitHub, PRs are very much welcome. So if you see typos or offended by circa 2000 web design, fix that. Oh, and like as my final thing, like you can come up here and talk to. It would be great if you decide to do that. Pretty much like I said, any talk that anyone offers me. Need a massive stack of volunteers to chew through every month. So please submit a talk. I can help you rehearse. I can help you bash a weird idea into something that's a talk. It can be short, it can be long, just get in touch. So I think Ulrich and Patrick would like to say a few things. The traditional that was responsible. So hand over to them.
Great. Yes, just briefly by way of introduction, I am Tommy from Overly. I'm there. Overly, we're basically building Google Docs, but for scientists in Ruby. So online collaborative editing, and that sort of thing. Basically, Overly started as a side project of mine to help me and my collaborators work together. Now we have over 250,000 users all over the world. We've grown a lot. I'm some interested in as a result. Yeah, always interested to chat with you. So if you want to grab me or Tim to find out more, we're very interested.
Hi, I'm Paul. I work at Allmetric, and we're going to try a conversation around science on the internet. And if you're at all interested in that sort of intersection between science and technology, or you just want to work in support to the development team building web applications, then please talk to me or any other random or nutrition group. There are a few
Great segue. More information about the hub is also on meetings. I'll give you at the end of the meetings. You have to say it in the end. The two things that I was asked to say is, please return your badges to the security desk where we are. Orders are cheap, but you can keep the badge. So, yeah, some do some. Also, the health and safety information is on the back of the badge. So, in the event of a disaster, read the back of the badge. Right. Not for me. So, our first speaker is Sam, who's going to talk to us about learning to Ruby. So, why don't we applaud while we close on
okay? Okay. Yeah. I like to jump around. I'm talking. Let me just remove the PDF from our core responses previously. I'm just going to pop on and that one. Oops. Good. Okay. Yes. And then I'm going to go to the keynote. I'm going to press play. This will automatically work. And it looks like this. Working. So I just make the thing start. And we're spinning this. Okay, and keynote has. There we go. These things happen. So my name is Sam Joseph. I'm the head of education at Mace Academy. I'm hoping keynote will start again soon, or I will be doing this performance dance sort of experience. Here we go, open reasons. Mace Academy story. Time? There we go. There we go. Right. So yes, about me. Yeah, so I'm the head of education at Academy, although it's a bit confusing because we recently dissolved all job titles and we've got this totally holographic structure. And anyway, so it's a bit confusing, but that's another story. That's another talk. Some other things about me, just my background. I happen to be an associate professor of computer science from Hawaii Pacific University. I have taught online, software engineering, game programming, and so on for computer science classes in Hawaii Pacific University from London, all remotely for a number of years. But I'm on leave. I'm also a co-founder of the online game programming charity site Adventures. Check us out, Code for Good, and that's my personal background. So yeah, I guess I want to talk about learning how to learn Ruby. In some ways, really, there's little bits of Ruby in here, but it's mainly about learning how to learn. Is the big thing. We're Maker Academy. We're a 12-week coding bootcamp, and the two main languages that we have are Ruby and JavaScript. Yeah. So, and I guess my motivation for this talk was, originally when I called it Murray, I was like, oh yes, we need to hire more developers, more coaches, and so on. We've hired some in that. It's less urgent, but we're definitely, if you're interested in the intersection between education and development, then come talk to us. Yeah. So, but what is IDE Prime? I think what I imagine that you're all writing inside your heads is what is Maker Academy? This 12-week bootcamp is this. The tagline is we'll turn you from a non-technical person into a web dev in 12 weeks. It sounds hard. And how do we go about doing that? So we actually filter our candidates, hundreds of candidates every month. We filter them for a number of things. One is a basic aptitude for coding. You don't need to really know very much about how to program, but we look for inspiration for the interview. People are asked to study a little bit of Ruby, and then we do a little sort of pair programming session with you and check that you can kind of, you can pick some of it up. But the key things that we're looking for people to take this 12-week course are the communication skills and the collaboration ability, because that's the key thing that makes it work. Every 6 weeks we start a new group of 25 students, which we call a cohort. We've just had on Friday the graduation of our April cohort, for a new July cohort starting Monday week. But so it's a very intense process. Every 6 weeks, new 25 students, we learn all the names, we'll get them through this 12-week process. A little background of the students, a lot of them already have a university degree, although usually not in a technical subject. Sometimes it's in a technical subject, but I'd say the majority of them, they tend to have their background is a humanities subject, and the age range is kind of like we have, the youngest we've had is 18, the oldest we've had is 62, and they tend to have, but I'd say the sort of median age is maybe like late 20s, and they tend to work for a number of years in sales, marketing, design, sort of a non-technical role, and they're, they've done well in that area, but they're not being challenged, and they're hearing the excitement, technical stuff, and they go, yes, we want to do it. So really what I'm going to be talking about here, with occasional references to the code, is going to be talking about, I guess, mindset, and I've been doing this for the last year in Maker Academy, like what the students struggle with when they struggle with learning to code. And you've all learned to code, I mean, you've probably learned new languages all the time. But I guess there's a particular, this crucible that we have of the students. Some graduates actually here today, so I hope I was things that I say about what the students go through. But it's a sort of a unique, high pressure environment in which we're trying to learn how to code very fast. And I think one of the biggest things that I see a lot is that students, they struggle with the struggle itself. And I don't know if that makes sense. It's as a software developer, we're regularly looking at things breaking and failing. That seems to be a lot of what we do, right? As developers, we see that the code fails to work. We're stuck on something in the library, it doesn't compile, all these sorts of things. And I think in comparison with their, the careers that they're coming from, the education systems that they're coming from before, that the students are really quite shocked by this repeating process of failure that they have to go through. All the things I want to say about the students is, I think, no fault of the students. I think this is partly what the current sort of Paleolithic education system that we have in place produces. Is people are not really prepared to deal with failure. And the big challenge here, I think, is an extent to which when they see that the software is not working, they're thinking, oh, it's not working because I haven't studied hard enough. Yeah, I was like, okay, there was a tutorial, there was some, the model that they got from traditional education is that they attended, a lecture, they read something from a book, and they were given an exam, and if they had correctly absorbed the information from the book and the lecture, then they would have all of the materials that they needed to answer the exam. Right? But the reality for the software developer is that the problems are open-ended. There's not like you've got all this information, and it's that what they tend to do is when they have these failures is that they, at least initially, they start saying, oh well, I couldn't make this thing work that you asked me to do, so I must be a failure. And then, and not all of them, but quite a lot of them beat themselves up about that, saying, no, I'm a bad person because I failed at this thing and I can't do it. And I think what's striking about the process of learning to code is it seems far more than a sort of necessarily a cognitive activity. I mean, you need to be quite smart. It's an emotional challenge, really. And everyone here in this room, I think, has gone through the process of learning to code. I don't know if you can maybe not go for some people, but particularly when you condense it down to try and do it in 12 weeks, it really does seem to be sort of an emotional challenge, which I'm going to give the nitty-gritty of today. And I guess feel free to ask questions, break this up. Although, also at the beginning, what do you think? So it's, part of this problem with the failing or encountering the failures is that I think there's an aspect of pride and ego involved somehow. This kind of like that this has failed, reflects badly on me. We kind of implore the students to share their problems and concerns, with the group. The cohort post them on, we have an internal, we use Slack actually as our internal chat system. And we try to implore the students to share on that the problems that they're having. Watch this go on to have a Slack overflow, which is like an issue system. But there is, regular people that say it's like, that they, as much as we try to push them towards doing that and sharing as widely as possible the problems that they've been having, they kind of, I'd like to just talk to you in person, or I'll send you a one-to-one text message, and so on. And it's, I guess, from talking to various of them in the discussion about, I think that there's, particularly posting something like Stack Overflow, there's a concern that they will look incompetent, that they will look like they don't know what they're doing. And that is a tremendous barrier, I think, towards the making process of learning new things. And I guess there's no magic way of removing that, which is sort of repeatedly encouragement. I have a standing deal with all the students in Academy. I say, if you post a Stack Overflow and you put the link in the group chat, I will go in there, I'll star it, I'll task and I will slap around anybody who gives you an answer. There's an article that just came out that was talking about how Stack Overflow is kind of, there's maybe a bit of a nasty community sometimes, but I'm like, I will virtually slap around anyone, and I think the students appreciate it. But one of the main things that we do to try and help, have them practice explaining about getting stuck and so on, is we run these stand-ups. So the students have daily stand-up morning and afternoon. They're running these sort of bite-spaced 12 students. And the idea here is that this follows the pattern sort of in industry with developers meeting, having a quick stand-up, a few minutes stand-up, to go around, what are you doing, what are you stuck on, what are you trying to do. We run this sort of moving away from the lecture model. We do this every morning with the students. The coach, the educators at the Careers Academy will essentially run a kind of breakout session afterwards based on what they feel something that everyone will start on. And the students, they describe these sessions initially as excruciating. They're like, oh my God, they're talking about, I was stuck this code in front of my ears. Admitting that they're struggling seems to be particularly hard. But that over time, I think they start deriving more and more value from it, particularly when they finally get to their projects and they're having to work in teams together. And then this process of having regular practice communicating with each other is invaluable. More on the technical side, I'd say these are some of the key technical challenges that students face when they're doing the course, technical development. The process of technical problem solving, asking for help, I'll talk a little bit about each of those. So with test-driven development, which, I mean, I know that there's perhaps some degree of, I mean, the development community doesn't maybe necessarily always agree on exactly how much test-driven development we should be doing. At Maker Academy, we're very strongly for test-driven development, and the students who kind of, they often are, when they have a 4-week pre-course that they do before they start as a part-time pre-course, which is online, and they learn the basic programming there. But then in the first week, they're doing with us object-oriented test-driven development, and that switch from just kind of like spiking something in code that they've been used to like, okay, I'm going to write the test first. There's a real creaking of gears going on there when that first happens. And I think, depending on the student, some people get with others. I think the thing that often takes, I see this again and again, is that the students just really focused on like the implementation. They've got the problem specification and they can't stop themselves but think about, okay, am I supposed to use a hash or an array, or I should put like another object in there, or this, that, and the other. When really the key is seeing it as kind of like a black box where you're testing the inputs and outputs. But it can take a very long time to get over that. But I see that partly that's part of the trouble there is I don't know, again, it's like there's maybe this is sort of our existing education system. There's not much there to the process of learning through experimentation. Sort of like trying things out. It's almost like as I was before. They want to read the book or watch the lecture and then sit there, kind of staring at the screen until they head things, and then they will know what to do. They're kind of almost reticent to go jump into IRB and try things out or run the test. And there's not all of them, but a large number of them, I think, put pressure on themselves like, I must know how to write the test first before I can actually even run the test. And that serves as a serious blockage, I would say. And also, despite, we've got despite the, we've got a rotation to make Academy for delivering best junior developers, and people have come to us and they pay lots of money and say, of course, at the moment. You would think that they would trust us when we say to them, do the testing development. But we have these ongoing, with a small number of students, these ongoing arguments about saying that you can't really mean that you want to develop software like this. I say, no, really, you really do. And but they often take some time to make them believe it. Of course, as we all know, with testing development, there, you can tie yourself in knots. You've got to be very careful when you develop tests and make sure you get value from them, and you will move more slowly to begin with. But there's this issue with experimentation. I think is a big one. I think the challenge with managing TDD, I always put the tip of a problem-solving iceberg. It's this kind of like, oh, I haven't been able to solve this problem with my brain yet, so therefore I'm a failure. Is I think where the emotional troubles often start. And a lot of what we do, I think, is sort of coaching the students on kind of sizing out the problem. Specifying these inputs and outputs. I had a very interesting conversation with several students recently about, the kind of dummy tests. Like if you do a vacuous test, you hard code the solution. You specify your test, you certain output, and you hard code it. And it was like, we can't believe that's no value at all. That's so abstract. And I was saying, no, you don't understand. It's absolutely critical because you've got your whole stack of things underneath. But by checking that you hard code it, you're checking that everything else is as it should be, right? And then you can start doing other things. It's a really important first step to see that the test pass and fail with the hard coding. And I think partly that's a big difference between what happens with computers and how sensitive they are to very small changes. Unlike when you're going to test codes, you don't double check the doors open. Usually, you just like, okay, I'm going to test codes and I'll find my things. It's all fine. Or whichever supermarket. But so it's kind of I'm this person. I'm a very big advocate of citing them out. I said to students, I usually have about 8 or 9 problems that I'm trying to solve at the same time, and I'm spending sort of 20 minutes on each. And I've got them in the round, and I've got open issues on GitHub, issues on Stack Overflow, and so on. And this is something the students, they end up, they'll spend like maybe 2-3 hours stuck on the same problem. I'm like, no, spend all my problems was Stack Overflow, like, apparently they're sort of avoiding the Stack Overflow. Yeah, I mean, this process of testing assumptions, moving back and forth between using and experimentation. I wish I had time. I thought this was the. I had half a thoughts to this was the execution of what's big issues. So we also ask the students to go through this process of escalation, rather than just immediately coming to a code of their own parent or that they should sort of initially be discussing any problem with their partner. They should be asking others if they, with their pair partner, in a certain amount of time, I'll use this in 5 minutes, they can't, move on, or they can't take any progress whatsoever. They should be asking others who are in their cohorts, or by Slack, we have alumni helpers as well. We would really love to get students to follow this escalation process of going through this. I think this is, as a developer working in a company, this is not unlike the process that you should be following. But it's one of, then knowing what's supposed to how it goes on. Of course, part of it is that there are so many little elements that make up being a successful developer, and getting students to remember and internalize all of those within the space of 12 weeks is very hard. So I've got this set of sort of meta problems that I see students having. That I mentioned already, is it struggling with a problem alone for too long? It's painful. I don't know how we can. I talk to the students on the first day, and I try and cover these things on the first day. And they all smile and nod and say yes, yes. And then later on in the week or the next week, they're like, "Oh, I was stuck on this problem for hours." I'm like, why? Never be stuck on a problem for hours. And then I guess there's this one. The fear of looking less than confident. So, I mean, it depends on the student, but certainly some students, at the beginning, I'll say, "Oh, have you mentioned that on Slack? You mentioned that to your first students." "Oh, goodness, no. No, because I might be perceived to be less than competent." I think it's particularly hard for, adult learners coming to Makers Academy, is they've often been, they've been very successful in their previous career. They've been in this very competent, adult environment. I'm competent, I know what to do, I can organize these large things, I can get all this sort of stuff done, I can respect my workplace. And going into this situation where you're being asked to learn extremely fast, all this new stuff, I mean, basically, it's impossible. Nobody ever learns all the material we give them. We say, by the way, you've got access to this for life now, so there's not no rush, but they put a lot of pressure on themselves. But I think it's particularly painful for adult learners coming to Makers Academy to try and be in this like needy position of I need help and support these things. But what I would say is, and the danger for us is that it can be that they're stuck on needing answers from coaches and makers staff all the time, and it's just we can't provide a 9 to 5 single mentor for each student. I mean, we could if the students were willing to pay, let's say, I don't know, $10,000 a month or something for the course. So like we triple or quadruple the price of the course. But to the extent that we're, trying to do this, at some scale, what we need to have is a process of co-discovery for the students with their partner. So that rather than, as soon as they've got problems, that then, "Oh, please solve this for us." It's a process of discussing with the pair partner. We're very big on the pair program. It's all about discussing with the pair partner, what's going on here, and learning the skills to help oneself move forward without requiring, input from the partner, per se. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. Another thing is the big thing, which I could do a lot of talk, is about the way in which you ask for help, and the way in which you format your questions or Stack Overflow, the way in which you show your parts of the error message and links, your code or GitHub and so on. And that's something I do spend quite a lot of time with the students. I've got an example there of students that Stack Overflow post. And I recently had a number of workshops on all the things that you need to do in order to maximize the chance that your Stack Overflow post is going to be go to the door. I've got a whole blog post associated with this, which will link to some of the students' blog posts and my comments on that structure. But I didn't suspect about right now. Yeah, this is the thing about the co-discovery, is I think that, in the traditional education system, you see the educators, they're imparting chunks of knowledge. Somebody's standing in front of the educator. Actually, by the way, I was trying to think of a way to do this in a workshop format recently. I all about code wars jams. I love this site called Code Wars that has this coding part on it. I'm running these jams and we'll get into small groups and solve big. Maybe one time we can do a thing like that for eventually. But traditional educators, they sort of impart these chunks of knowledge. I mean, I almost wonder if some of them, it feels like the students they would like us, they'd like to have a coach by them, for some students, they're happy if they have a coach by them all day, every day, able to answer the question. I would worry that even if we could afford that, the students could afford that it might actually interfere with their process of becoming a content developer. Because I think becoming a content developer, and you're experienced, it's about learning that process to get yourself out of holes. If you've got someone who picks you up out of that hole and shows you exactly what to do each time, and maybe you can get some learning from that, but I suspect you will not proceed at the rate that you could do. And I said this is the biggest thing. And yeah, we have, I think this is the challenge, is often students who come out of the course, they're like, yes, I can do it myself. It's beautiful. Well, they're in the course. And they're saying, why don't you help me out of this hole? They're saying, but not so hard. I mean, it's like, we'll get not so hard. But this I think is, but I'm interested in the discussion session. So let's see. Some other things, relatively minor. This is, I think, all particularly affects younger students. It's logistics, which I like them to take up time. I often tell them the first day, I say, you want to succeed in the time? Be here. Yeah, on time, every day. I mean, if you think that they can in life, to come to school exam, it would be useful. And I say things that I think is going to get worse. For example, if you put a 9 a.m. stand-up with your clients, don't aim to begin at 9 a.m. Aim to begin at 8:30. That's all. Anyway, I mentioned this partly as a segue into more pair programming because part of the value that you get by segueing is you get 25 other smart you get that. But of course, if you're not there, and if you're late, then you're going to irritate the it's sorry, I think I jumped ahead one. So, sorry. I think I was sort of talk through those things already. You're getting this, you get, actually, the question might be like, what is the mixed value? You've got some smart people but it's like getting a whole group of co-learners. You could be studying by yourself at home or around friends, but studying as part of that community group is a key value all the time. And there's this thing that you need to be there to be doing pair programming with your students. I got this quote from a student that came to and they really liked pair programming. For each parent, they had to speak about the way. There was only a slight negative. One of them said their parents are a different person each day. So on one day, one of the pair partners was quite a bit further ahead, and rather than going at the stage of both pieces, they instead chose to continue their own code work. It's entirely was to meaning we did the program lines, dramatic learning on that day, despite the fact that the question was I don't know how keen everybody here is. Who else goes to pair programming? Who doesn't? Who just never pair programming? Okay, well, I go to some of you guys. Or maybe who then likes pair programming? I'm talking about but it's I think I'm a bit of a pair programming nut. Pair programming people around the world. So I love pair programming. I wish I discovered years ago. But I think it takes at the beginning you often have students saying, "Oh yeah, I'm pairing. We're just doing this kind of thing." Which is called side by side. Where you have them to be working. And I'm a big fan of this term I invented called pair programming scaffolding, where coach will come rather than answering a particular technical question. They will sit with you, helping you with your pairing technique, and of course, true pair programming. That's both parties being completely involved together in the same essence. working on the same problem. The very common thing that the students will say is that they'll either say, well, things like, oh, better on code. They'll say, I get slowed down by the person. But actually, quite a lot will say, I'm too slow and I feel bad. I feel embarrassed. But I'm slowing my pair down. And I make a big sort of answer by saying, well, actually, no, that's exactly how it should be. It's always going to be the case that any two people that you get together are not going to have exactly the same set of skills. That's why it's interesting. And actually, it's the process of compromise that makes pairing really worthwhile, I would say. And it's like, you must compromise your speed. But this practice of compromising, that's, you're being a better parent, you're being a better team player, working out how to negotiate that compromise. That's the key. And that's why, our hiring partners love our makers graduates, because they've all worked out how to communicate about technical things in a pleasant fashion. That compromise. There's another thing is that I think, independently from, in contrast to working on your own, if you're discussing the issue with your pair partner, you're actually that needs to improve retention. If you just study by yourself, you just get the all the tasks. What do I do? That process, we're social beings, we're designed to remember things based on social interaction. So if you make almost everything you do through coding and social interaction, helps remember. I would argue it's a lot of fun to sit code all day by yourself. Of course, sometimes pairing can go bad, but that's why we're promiscuous in our pairing. We like to swap partners every day. They want to get stuck in a bad pairing thing, and they want students to practice, as many different pairing matchups as possible. That's what I'm really good into. Promiscuous, yes. Other teachers would say. So that's up pairing. There. And there's another thing is, sort of moving towards wrapping up here, is there's complexity kills. We have students talking about. Oh yes, I think students, I'm very, very committed to becoming a professional developer extremely fast. So I must move in big steps. I must try and build a really big thing, because if I don't, then I haven't become a professional developer. And I spend a good lot of time pointing to this diagram and saying, no, don't do that. No, move forward in really small steps. I have this idea of the minimum viable product prototype. And everybody seen this diagram? Anyone not seen this diagram before? You should. I'm pleased to introduce this diagram to you. One of our students now, our coach, says that this diagram changes his life. But just the way that he leaves the house in the morning is completely different. It's like, right, what's the minimum set of things that I need to get out of that? It's on time for meeting. So I think I'll realize understand it, but this process of, if you are imagining that we're going to be solving this big problem with this solution, you can imagine like there on the floor with the smiley face with the car. Yes, okay, I want to have this, I want to be a car builder. So right, I will build all the components. I will put them together. Of course, I'm not going to do anything else, I'm putting them together, but finally, I will have a car. And that's how people approach code, I think even after many years of development. But this process of making a simple thing that will work, just minimum program and then iterate it over. So that's something we try to bring to the students if possible. So moving on. Yes, we have to talk about the specifics. So we chose Ruby. There are big countries now who are like pure JavaScript. It's like all JavaScript. Something we thought about. We still have our students starting on Ruby, doing the object programming, the TDD. They move on through the course. They do work on web or database, introduce JavaScript, and then they get into Rails. So, but I think we people really like Ruby as the initial language for the students. I would argue that I think the Ruby error messages, although it takes some time to get the students to actually read them, the Ruby error messages are in principle a little bit easier to understand than JavaScript messages out of the box. And the language overall is really concise. Starting with JavaScript, typically do the browser, it's like, where are the error messages? It's just failed. The message is like, object is not functional. What? But yes, so we like the students starting with Ruby. And then, the counter argument would be like, well, JavaScript allows you to immediately connect, some web pages and so on, which are like seeing like visual stuff. For some students, when they get to JavaScript, but I think what we still really like is that we do two different languages with the students. I think there is a clear bit of cycle that comes where students move from Ruby to JavaScript. And even if they've struggled somewhat with Ruby, and they're like, oh, I now see control flow. I'm seeing variables and methods and so in two different kinds of languages, and then the kind of the abstract concept of those things pops out because they've seen it in two different systems. Okay, so I'm going to say now, going forward, you heard it first. Okay, and then actually I've got my final slide, which is my final slide on things that we have to do. So at one point I thought this entire talk might be about this. There isn't a whole lot of talk on this thing like athletic software engineering. There's Professor Philip Johnson from the University of Hawaii, who has basically come up with this idea of athletic software engineering. And it's all about little kata and then doing them and trying to improve your time on the over again. I'll take that up. You Google Philip Johnson software engineering, athletic software engineering. So he's done quite a lot of studies with his software engineering class in the University of Hawaii. To try to make the whole thing more fun, more like sort of workout. We do that. I think it can work quite well. You know, students take simple kata. It might be fist class, it might be code course, and try and easily solve it from memory, get it muscle memory, syntax. Although you know it's a nice technique, the danger, the flip side is that students may use it as an excuse to throw out code as soon as it gets too complex. You know, we have some tutorials. Is that a question or yours? No. I just said, well, we'll do it. But yes, so yeah, there's a whole other exciting. Yes, that's one thing. But so, in summary, I think the key message from my talk is about, I think that process of learning to code is only a part. I mean, I sort of played out all the percentages. I think it's actually a relatively small part. I think being able to code doesn't make you enough. And I don't know, in some ways, I think if you've got those other key development skills down, then the learning to code is a relatively small problem. And then the key skills are problem decomposition, the ability to break a bigger problem down into small components, to stay focused on that problem, to collaborate with a pair partner, with a team, manage that teamwork, be on time for stand-ups. I don't want to do planning meetings, really about self-directed learning. So to the extent possible, forcing yourself not to rely on just having or giving you information, but forcing yourself to learn those skills of what are the kinds of things that I can do here. What's the kind of information look out for supposed to in order to learn more? And really the big one is overcoming embarrassment about being able to attend. I'd say that's the sort of the key thing that affects a good, I'd say at least a third of the students in every cohort almost crippled by that. So, thank you. That's my email address. Do feel free to email me anytime. That's Megan, and that's also me on the email. And I was thinking, I have some other relevant slides, but that's a good point. Big pause and ask any questions.
You said one of the things you're trying to get the students to. Everyone's not. So you said one of the things that you try and get your students to do is to ask questions sooner and admit that they don't know what they're doing. Like I always say, that I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm very happy to just ask someone for help or even let me talk to them to solve a problem myself. Have you got any tips for how I can convince students that I'm like that I have that problem too, and so like they shouldn't be just because when they ask me a problem, I'm going to solve it. It doesn't mean that I'm going to solve every problem. So I guess it's convince them that like everyone should. No one.
Oh yes. How do
You don't need to think that you're surrounded by giant cubes.
Yes, I think that's just. I mean, I'm not sure that unless we took answer the question, there was loads of data that I loved, and I was like, yes, it's well. I mean, the difficulty is, in some ways, is that I think, although I'm sort of expert, and I'm happy to look silly, all sorts of illustrations in my hands, and I love standing up and talking about it. I'm not typical in these regards, but I think at some level I am also afraid of being perceived as being honest. I have to work quite hard to kind of get over that and put myself in a vulnerable position. And I think the thing that the best thing that as an educator that we can do with students is kind of say, yeah, I don't know the answer to that question. Let's explore it together.
The danger, of course, is in being honest about that. The person says, "Oh, why am I asking you then? I paid you lots of money to be very clever." I mean, I think the key thing that comes back to this, like, this analogy about the whole, is saying, like, the key skill is not that you know how to use Cucumber or Cucumber or RSpec or any of these things. The key skill is that you learn how to learn. And so it's like, let's practice those skills of recovering from a difficult situation together and focus on getting those right. Because those will be the ones that give you so much more marks. 5 years of all different programs, different frameworks and so on. I don't think they're doing this. I haven't worked out a magic program. But I just keep saying that different. Yeah.
Just also should be
Okay. Is that questions?
Was made, so you mentioned that. You get from
Usman.
sorry, you mentioned that before, okay. You're probably familiar with the Dreyfus model for skills acquisition. Do you think it's important for students to know that in order to assess where they are and to progress?
No, I don't know. I mean, there's a number of things like Dreyfus model, and also like the Bloom taxonomy and various other sort of educational psychology things. I don't know. We do sometimes occasionally put some people particularly keen on those things, and they will present on them. But yeah, I don't know. I often see, I personally haven't noticed huge changes in student behaviour as a consequence of that. Again, it seems to me that the emotional apologies are the more serious ones, because that's where the students report themselves being really stuck. I don't know, and also in the extent to which I wonder almost as if it doesn't actually matter exactly what we do over those 12 weeks. It doesn't really matter anything we say. Part of it is kind of like we managed to get these students to convince them this is where they to be. And they have put in this level of commitment, they paid so much money, and they force themselves essentially to give up their job and so on. And just, whatever they go through, whatever process, I don't know, I would love to be doing A/B testing, in the future with much larger numbers of students to really assess, whether explaining certain concepts at certain points in the process would really deliver changes in results.
Thank you. Is there any,
So you've got last questions? Last question.
right. Is anybody sort of, do you have any dropouts to use a program to fail? Do some people just not take to it or not? Because everybody says everybody should have to try it.
Yes.
What's your experience of that?
Yeah, we do have people drop out. The course is I would say, remarkably demanding, and some people just can't take it. I think it usually comes down to it's the emotional challenge. They're just under extraordinary pressure, and the pressure they put on themselves. Sometimes they just, we do everything we can. In some ways, we're in the business really more rather than education of motivation. We have, yoga and meditation, one-to-one, and so on, students. Those issues. I think that's the key thing, really, is we try and help the students on an emotional journey. But sometimes, that was supposed to be the last.
I know that's supposed to be the last question, but did you say yoga and meditation?
I did say yoga meditation. Yes. And yeah. Anyway, we can certainly talk more about the exciting other. All right. Thank you very much. I guess we'll be a very short break before we switch Yeah.
Okay, so our second talk of the evening is about the game. Carlo is going to talk to us about two steps, so round of applause for Carlo, please.
So hi everybody, thank you to be here today. So a few words about me. My name is Carlo Charawa. I am French, although I don't really cheers, I don't really like French. And I work and live in data, and currently I'm a developer for Simply Business. So quickly about Simply Business, we are a business insurance broker, and we live online. So if you have a small business, can be a shop, can be a professional, can be a landlord. You can go on our website, something and we'll ask you 2 questions, like a big form, and then you will get quotes for insurance, and you can purchase online. So the website runs on Ruby on Rails, and we are using a few other systems behind, a few technologies and tools. And today I will talk about one of them. So tests, and I will talk about an issue, test, which I think is very common, and it's flaky test. So I will start by talking about what are they, issue is, why it's so funny. And then I will talk about our experience in the business. So what was the issue, how we managed to fix it. And I will finish by Capybara and what you must know. So to practices. So I would expect people would know what Capybara is. So we know what it is. Okay, great. So for people who don't know, Capybara is a testing framework which helps you to simulate behavior of a browser. That's your web pages. So maybe you don't choose Capybara, but maybe you are looking something else, and probably have the same programmatic. And with these good practices, you'll be able to build more robust tests and also faster tests. And actually, when we fix all the things in our tests, we get something like 20% on our runtime. So it's huge, it can be bigger with the test out your So very good. So what are flaky tests? So the definition is very simple. It's just a test which sometimes pass and sometimes fail. So in general, it's pre-test like that should pass, and from time to time, you know why, they fail. The opposite could be possible. It could be tests which are not supposed to pass and are doing from time to time. So if you do a TDD, for example, and you expect your test to be red and green, it's a fake test. And also that, so today you focus on the case where everything is green and sometimes it's red, but it could be opposite. So why are there fewer people? I think it's very, very unusual to have them and very few data. So first, it's very difficult to reproduce because they can fail like every 50 times or 100 or maybe every 3 months. And how do you reproduce that? If you see the failure and try to reproduce, maybe you won't be able to do it, so it's not a problem. Then you can have many different causes which can make that happen. And when you have so many causes, it kind of means you don't know what caused them. So many unknown causes. And also the last point, and I think it's the most annoying point actually, is so easy to ignore. If you test fail every times, you can just ignore it, run some time, okay, come back on the spot. So I take unknown causes, but actually there are some common causes. So in particular, if you run your test randomly, something you really want to check first is if you can run it with the seed, which means with some specific order. You can check if this order makes it play consistently. In this case, if it happens, it means, for example, you can have a test which produces something. So it could be the database, it could be some stubbing, leaking, it could be if you have a queue with daily jobs, something in the queue, it could be some variable, unknown variable, anything really. But basically, a test breaks the volume test. And because you run it randomly, sometimes it happens. Something else is the timing. So the defect midnight all the time, or 1st of January, or full moon. Everything with the pattern and timing is important. And so many tests, I should say, around midnight, or when you change for summertime, or 1st of January. And in this case, you need to check like how you manage times, how you manage dates, or time zone, or time. And last point, you need to check the context of environment. So this happens like when you're staging, when you're on some server, or some machine. And also last cause and very common cause is everything about asynchronous thing. So Ajax scores or any race condition. So basically, you do something and you do something else. Maybe something goes faster than expected or slower, and then something breaks. And because of this race condition, it can change between your tests. Sometimes it breaks, sometimes not. And this one can take many forms. And so common actually that I come back to it and how you manage it. So now I will talk about our own experience at Central Business. So we have different kinds of tests. So the issue we had was with a very specific kind of test, which we call shadow test. So I don't know how you manage it in your company, but sometimes you deploy your production environments, and you have someone. So maybe it's a developer, maybe it's a QA, anybody. We check manually your website, like okay, it's up, it's running. So in Central Business, we do continuous integration. We deploy a lot today, and every time someone needs to check the website, like can purchase insurance. So we make it automatic when we do this shadow test. So there are very high level tests, end-to-end tests. They run after each deploy. So when you deploy a staging server. We run the test against staging, then we deploy production, and we run the test against production. And it runs against real servers. So production is like a real production. And because of these characteristics, shotgun tests are very sensitive because we want to test the full stack to know that user can actually do everything. But it means that if anything is broken, we can do the front end, the backend, the network, and the server, and it's a great test. So very, very sensitive. And because it's real servers, if you have some network issue, for example, it will have an impact on the test. Also, it's critical to our deploys. If your test fails, that's quite bad, like maybe production, and then we need to go back to deploy, reverse something, investigate, run again. It's stressful, spend consuming, and then you don't really deploy like 5 times a day, maybe take 4 hours to deploy, then it's very annoying. And so it's very difficult to deploy because you are on production machines. We don't deploy from our local machine ever. We deploy like another. So to investigate actually what's going on is very, very difficult. So what was going on? So you get a failure and you say, okay, let's move on. It should be green, setting was green, we rebuild it again. It passed, it's fine. So shotgun test started to break like maybe once a month. And then later to say that, so everything burning, get 3 failures at every deploy. You can actually not deploy anymore. And yeah, we need to do something. So how to make things change? So I think when you have a bug, it can be a technical issue, you can fix it, whatever. But the most important thing for flaky tests, and it's true for any kind of flakiness, is you need to change your structure, your process, your management. You need to take the decision, okay, tests are important and you don't have this flat test. So maybe you don't have a shotgun test, but maybe you have a CI server, maybe you spray semaphore, anything to automatically test. And when it kind of breaks like that, you need to take the decision, okay, we want to care about our tests and be able to rely on them. But it's not only a question of you arrive one morning and say, hey, Chris, okay, tests are important, let's care about it. And you need to have process and tools. So the first thing we did is like monitoring everything. So we use Slack as in Donna channel, chat. And we have a channel for deploys and release. And we have also like bots and automated messages and notifications. And we started to have Slack notifications for failures and the test. And this makes it very visible, when it happens, the developer will deploy on like this. And you have a good idea of how often it happens. We also start to seriously log all the failures. So what test, what time, what error, what kind of errors, when, we also introduce screenshots. So I think it depends on the driver you are using with Airfake. But there's a way to take a screenshot of the web page when you press, so and save it as an archive. So if you have a failure, we can check the state of the page. Like maybe you are fixing page 2 and you are on page 1. Maybe you get an error on the server or whatever. That's really useful to actually like. And we also have some new plugin. If you have any tools, next, it's I think very important to have everything very clean. So we updated everywhere around it, which we have all the things for Angular. We remove dead code, we fix a lot of JavaScript errors. So I think it's always nice to have clean code base, to make errors. But when you are like investigating something tricky, so this kind of environment and you have no idea what's going on. It's really nice to have something clear. So if you have one error and one test, you know it's related. And then, yeah, finally care about your tests. If you don't care about your tests, you will not write them. And I think we can all agree that tests are important. So you should care about your tests. If something broken, and then if advance response is quite bad. And kind of particular tech debt. So you know when you have a oil code, a tech debt, or you do security, it's something we pay someday. I think for tests it's very true. And I also think if you let problems accumulate, it makes things very difficult to fix. Because of all the infrastructure of tests, basically you have many things broken, and if you try to fix something, and you don't really understand if you can do that, so maybe you put more memory and whatever. If you have many things which break them, you actually can't see improve anything, even if you actually did. Because if your test is broken for 2 reasons, and you fix one, you can be enough to fix it. And maybe you won't see, actually, you won't understand if it's anything. Why is you have only one source of error, and you fix it, and even if you don't understand it, you can just run the test and see, actually it works. You need to fix that. So, we talked about race conditions. So it's something very common, and actually, Capybara has something built in to manage it. So as I said, Capybara is a basic framework to interact with the web page, like a browser. So basically, you do something on the page 1, for example, and you change page, and you want to do something on page 2. So do something that you click on the link, fill the form, run some JavaScript. Maybe you don't change page, maybe you have an LS code and you change something on the page. So for example, in your questions, sometimes you say yes and you create some questions. So the best thing is to change and do something with them. So what happens if you have like you don't create anything? You do something on your page 1 and you try to do something on your page 2 straight away, and maybe you didn't change page. So that's great because you try to figure something which is so it's a great condition between your test and your web page. So you have something very clever to manage it. So if you do something like add selector something, where you want to test if you have something and contain it, so element is not found, it will wait. It won't like break test. And you wait more. And then you time out. When you time out, like the test page. And nothing more. So I think it's quite efficient and quite simple, but there are a few remarks. So when I say nothing more, it means it doesn't do anything fancy. It doesn't try to see if your page is still loading something. It doesn't try to see if you have Ajax scores. It doesn't try to see if you have something loading, some JavaScript ready. You can just try to find something and to wait until you can find it for page. And also, Capybara is optimistic. So if you time out, and you time out when it's actually a problem, which is important. If you have a big timeout, it will not impact your test is great. So Capybara has also the kind of symmetry. So you can test with as no selector if you want to check you don't have something. And it is a perfect symmetry. So you check if the element is if you don't have the element. And if it's present, if you wait, and time out. It doesn't do anything else. So the issue is Capybara has some bugs. And the issue is some methods wait and some methods don't. So it's not a question of maybe Capybara developer hate us or hate me. It's actually quite a complex way like that. But if you keep in mind how it works, I will show the methods that way. So everything like time, field, link with weights, reading, and selector with weight too. So for example, you can reading some elements of the page. Everything like as selector, as a selector, something with weights. And everything to interact with the page, like clicking, filling, check, select, choose, with weight. So all these methods expect like an element as dynamic. And finally, methods that don't are like visit the path, current path, all selectors, first selector, edit script, evaluate script, and all the simple access of text. So if you have in mind the mechanism, it's very simple, easy to understand why this can't wait. Because if you ask for the front path, you have a front path, you have on the page. You don't know if you are changing page. You know if you have a rewrite, you know that. Just want the front path, you have it, you get it. It's optimistic if you get it to as soon as you find it. All selectors can do the same things. You can have many elements which will appear on the page, but if you doesn't know that, you can try to find all elements and you get them. First, and surprising, this is the same thing I have all, try to find all, and everything else is pretty the same idea. So, how you use Capybara to have something robust is, the first example is bad, because if you do an expectation on all cat counts, that will equal 9. So, in red, you have two methods which are problematic. For all and count, we want weight. So if you have some JavaScript which generates a path on the page, if you run it, maybe it will find two paths and it will break and it won't wait if you know what the end of all the 9 paths. The way to do it is to use the method which waits, like add CSS. In CSS, you can do expectation, add CSS class and count 9. And then you try to find the 9 paths. If you find 7, you wait until it finds 9 paths or 7. So what is wrong with our test in some business? Because so we have different kind of failures. But one issue was about this Capybara. So something we had, however, was this code. I think we can do this. But it basically executes some JavaScript, which automatically check all the box on the page. Because I say you have like a form, and to automate that, we will take it on everything via JavaScript. So we have a few issues. First, execute script is not ready. Then we interact with the page, not using Capybara methods, but our own JavaScript. And that's more from a testing side, but we are not doing what the real user is doing. Except if it's a really happy user. So the way to fix it actually is quite simple. You just want to click on manually all the buttons. In this case, we will use Capybara methods, which we wait. You will simulate what the user is doing and decide. So I would say never use execute script without a really good reason. Execute script. So we have this, and actually here there is a reason. So in our cases, it was because there was a kind of bug when you have an iframe, something weird happening, and that you don't click with from Capybara. So we actually run the JavaScript. So the way to fix that is just to use a method from Capybara which can wait. So if you just add the first time, find button, find we wait to find the button, and then you can interact with it. So you can fix any issues by using other methods. The same idea is for first. So maybe you want to use first, but you want to wait for at least one of these elements. So you can again use find. You find your elements, and then you can click. So you can write like your own In this example, it doesn't completely fit the issue with first, because you have many elements which will appear. Maybe the first element you find here will be the first you were expecting. Here, it just fixes by at least you will find something. But maybe it can be kind of communicate to the issue. And finally, complex boundary. So here you have two lines which are actually very similar. So it's a way to write your own matchup. So the first one use boundary of nodes, something as CSS, and that. And the second line, which kind of does the same thing, is actual dots as no CSS. So I don't know if anybody can get the difference here, but this thing will send you true or false in the same cases. But one will make wait a long time. The issue is here, you expect a feed to have new paths. And if you use the first line, the not as CSS, because you have no paths, as CSS will wait to find paths. Copyright is optimistic and is optimized for the good scenario. So as CSS will wait, at the end you have no paths, if you become false, you have the not in it, you get true, but you write it to more timeouts. If you have 30 seconds timeout, you will wait 30 seconds longer. If you are interested in that thing, we can check the performance. You can check our tag blog. So it's a tag.centralbusiness.uk. Find the article about test. So if you check our tag blog and the article about your test, at the end of the article, there is some code which is a monkey patch, which trigger a warning if you want to test, dark green, and you hit timeout. And you never hit timeout on the test. So it's a way to protect it if you are like already. So if you can just learn the test, learn the graph, know your tools, think about your conditions for the right test. And if anybody has questions. Yes.
So, can you experience using Phantom.js as a browser?
Actually, when I investigated on pages, I tried all the driver I found. I tried Phantom.js did not really improve anything. That's the country really like it. So,
Well, most of my Python tests are with Phantom.js.
yeah,
It just freezes and just finds out my tool is actually broken. So I was wondering if you have a solution for that.
yeah, yeah, I kind of tried, so this camera I can run drivers. Can't you really work it? Yeah, I basically tried all the drivers and picked the one which was the most efficient and robust. Phantom.js was maybe a bit bad, but maybe just bad. There is next driver where you can see live the test running in Vertex. It's called, yeah, Selenium. So you can use Selenium. It was actually quite nice to use Selenium to try to debug it, but it was yeah, less robust.
Well, I'll talk about the was related to Enviro, is about should you be do a preference for using your ID, say IDs or classes or attributes
when you're trying to detect something that appears in the page, what would be your advice on, what aspects of the DOM should you be kind of relying upon in order to make robust tests?
So in terms of flaky tests, there's not really reason to use any of that. So the topic here is flaky test. If you think about, you want to change code, but you don't want to record your test just because you change a class, you need to look further, like what makes sense. Personally, but it's my personal opinion, I hate IDs because you must have a unique ID on the page. And I saw so many times where you have an ID and then you have a second ID because you change the code. So IDs are annoying for me. I think classes are nice. Attributes get tricky. So probably, yeah, class. But the website, how often you change the page, how you manage. And if you change something and it breaks, it's pretty annoying, but still okay. Which is not okay is when they pass the page. And this happens to people with that's all I need.
What's your opinion of tests that are inherently non-deterministic? So, for example, am I write a test that takes random walks throughout the website? So you might write a test that just kind of takes a random walk through your website. How do you feel about those kinds of tests?
So I don't like, again, my opinion, I don't like when they are random, because sometimes they regret, sometimes they pass kind of an issue. I mean, ideally, you want to try all the paths and check everything. If it's too big, well, for example, for us, checking test, you can check everything, and sometimes you do some random things. But ideally, in our CI server, we test like all the paths, and we test 20 minutes. If really you can do that, I mean, if really you can do that, you need to do something random. But ideally, you want to test it, right? Ideally, you want to test the random test and all the tests and check everything. Any other question? I think it was like super quick, but we have that. Otherwise, we can go to the best.
Thank you, Carlo. So that's kind of a lot for this evening in terms of people on the screens talking at you. There were a couple of people who normally get announcements at the start. Someone. So there's at least one. There's two announcements. So let's do those.
Hi, I'm Gilad. I just recently joined a company called Qualtrics, which does a call tracking analytics software, and we're investing into the development team. All stages, senior, medium, junior. I'll be going to the pub, so if anyone's interested in those, anyone.
Hey everybody, I'm Chad. I'm a developer and CEO of Pop. We produce Factory Girl, which our website, which I think is the driver you may be using. We're a product development company and we're opening an office in London. So I'm here to get started this summer. I'm not going to put you on joining Pop. You can do that on your own. What we're looking for is potential customers who might want to work with us. So we are the real developers and designers behind many of your favorite open source projects. But what we actually do for business is companies bring on to build their new products or improve their existing products. So get a drink sponsor tonight? Okay, so we're gonna be getting the first round of drinks.
Which brings us swiftly on to where Pop is. Hopefully you'll walk past on the way here. It's called Fellow. It's on York Way. It's